Good morning, everybody. It's Michelle Johnston, the Monarch Mariposa from Monarch Mentoring Academy, School of Creative Transformation. And I'd like to pop on a couple of minutes early to make sure people can find the live video. And I have to find it myself because of our, we'll call them glitches, technology glitches. There we go. Good morning, good morning. So as you pop on, just put a little hello in the chat box, please, so I can check and see who's here and make sure that you can hear me and also that I could see your comments in the chat box in case you have any questions or anything to say during the process. Oh yes, see, there's one reminder. All this online stuff, eh? Okay, turn phone to silent. So yesterday I had a friend who called while I was recording, and it pauses the recording, but I can't find a way to block people from calling while I'm recording. So if anybody has any feedback on that, I would appreciate it. All right, I'm going to share this. All right, and then we're going to get started. I'm just sharing this quickly. Okay. All right, here we go. So today, first let's check in. How are y'all feeling? How's everybody doing? So we all bring, it's a new energy, right, to the day. Thanks for that. I don't know who it is, who's there, but I see your, oh, it's Jenny, I think. Hi, Jenny. Let's finish our paintings today. So yesterday we started with an intention, and we're going to do that again today because we're bringing new energy and we have new experiences to bring to the table. You may have had, 5 minutes before you hopped on, you might have had some sort of interaction that completely altered your state of being, which is going to make your intention very different today. So keeping that in mind, what is your intention that you are bringing to your painting experience today? Are you, we talked yesterday about it could be, I plan to stay present in the moment for this 30 minutes while I take some time to paint and express myself. I intend to try something different that I've never done before. I intend to use a color that I've never thought I would ever use. Whatever your intention is, it's yours. So just hold that intention, hold it in your heart. It could be that you just want to connect with people more during this session today, or that you want to just be in a state of joy all day, actually, but certainly during this process. So hold your intention. Please post it in the comments if you are willing. And I'm looking on my computer to see if I'm not seeing anything yet, though. But hopefully I'll be able to see the comments on there. Okay. Fingers crossed. All right, so I want to point out something here with my painting. Oh, balance, balance, balance. And it is about balance. Okay, so when we're creating, there is the concept of balance. And I noticed after I finished adding on my layers yesterday that my painting, because I did it in such haste, because we only had 30 minutes and I was demonstrating, so I was doing it quickly, my word ended up closer to the top and a little bit over to the side, and so I have this big empty space here. So, which to me is not appealing, and to most people it won't be visually appealing. So this could be considered a mistake or a problem, or it can be considered an opportunity, just like other things in life, right? So I'm going to take it as an opportunity, and I will be just adding another circle on here, which doesn't necessarily have to have a letter inside of it. I'm just going to add to it without a letter inside. And then if it doesn't feel balanced enough just with that, I can also add a couple of background circles behind here to make it look like they're hiding behind the rest of the image. So no worries, mistakes can be turned into opportunities, especially on the canvas. Okay, so we're good to go there. Today we are going to be adding on our little details. So these guys, your little guys get to shine today. It's their turn to shine. The little ones, they've been waiting for 3 days. So make sure you have your smaller paint brushes today, and you may or may not need a pencil depending on what type of artist you are. So let's have a look at what I have here. Technically what we're creating on here are called mandalas, and a mandala is a circular form. The word mandala is a Sanskrit word for circle, wholeness or unity. There's a whole lot of deep meaning behind the concept of mandalas, which we don't have time to go into today. Essentially, let's just consider that they have a core in the middle and everything branches out from that core, usually in a circular format, so it's often symmetrical, which is what we are seeing behind me. However, I want to point out, this was a collaborative installation. So I had different people come in and add to this piece. Some of them were children, some of them were adults. It all turned out so beautiful, but I want to point some stuff out. For instance, here around the R, we have suns on one side, and we have these other shapes on the other side, sorry. So it's not perfectly symmetrical, and it's still beautiful. We have these funky cellular shapes around here that aren't necessarily symmetrical, and that is fine. We have over here some flowers where there's 2 here, there's 1 here, 2 here, 2 here, 1 here, but they're kind of random and it's not perfectly symmetrical, and that is still great. Okay, so the message, it often is symmetrical, but doesn't have to be in order for it to turn out beautiful. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is we're going to just brainstorm some shapes that we might add around our circles. So what's really awesome about this is the fun part where we take from this image, from this sort of, I don't know, for me it's kind of like, it's not very exciting. And then when we start to add all this little detail, then here's where it comes to life. And I have heard that a painting often goes through an ugly stage before it becomes beautiful again. I think most paintings actually do, and in my experience this is true. So, okay, I'm going to replace this for a moment with my journal. And I'm going to invite you, if you have your journal, to pull your journal out. And if not, that's probably Deb giving me the love, is it? Oh, it's Tita. Hi, Tita. If you don't have a journal on you, then you can just watch, but it would be better if you had either a journal, a piece of paper, something to do some brainstorming on. What I want you to do, just for a moment, is start doodling and see what shape. So where you're thinking shape and line, So let's start with shapes. So start doodling some shapes and just see what comes naturally to you. What shapes do you naturally gravitate to? So just letting it go and drawing some shapes in your journal just to get some brainstorming going. I often will gravitate to triangles actually. And usually they're equilateral, but maybe I should try different kinds of triangles. Just playing with shapes, nothing fancy here, just what tends to come naturally to you. I'm also drawn to, this is just a little warm-up activity, also drawn to some leaf shapes quite often. Now I'm thinking about how can I switch, how can I add to those. I started to move into line, but I remembered, oh yeah, we're doing shapes. So I'm making these shapes. Circles often come also. But I have to admit, I don't often just go just to circles. Now let's move that into line. So we've sort of played with some shapes, what comes organically to us, to our own selves. Turn that into line. What kinds of lines do you naturally draw? And just let it happen. This is no surprise to me that I often resort to these squiggly lines. And so far, my body does not want to change that. I'm just doing squiggly lines all over the place. I also often do spirals. You can overlap your lines and you don't have to worry about just a warm up. Just to give you some ideas of what you might want to incorporate on your painting. Okay. Complete. All right, good morning, Tita. This is the part where it would be really nice if we had an interactive class and we could show each other our what we came up with, because we have these things inside of us. It's like our natural thing that we go to, our natural go-to, but it's always so great to share ideas and go, oh yeah, I like that from that person. That's really cool. I'd love to try that. I don't know if you can even type in the comments, oh, I drew more diamonds, or I drew more circles, or I drew more squares or rectangles, and maybe that will at least stem some creative ideas in other people. If you could share that, that would be really awesome. Just throw it in the comments, what shapes or types of lines you typically go to. So what we're going to do is we're going to be working from bigger to smaller. Okay, so we have these large shapes here, and now we're going to start building in some smaller shapes, and we're going to work our way from medium up, large to medium to small. Okay, smaller and smaller until you feel complete. And often you will not be done by the end of our time here today. I can guarantee you, promise you that. And so the question might arise, well, how do I know when I'm done? And one answer I can give you is, this happened to me the other day. You get this kind of little, this little like sigh of satisfactory. That's often a good indication that you feel complete, that you're done. So, and sometimes as artists, what we do is you leave it for a while. Leave it for a while, walk away from it, come back to it, and you'll know. When you look at it, you may be like, oh, I feel like adding a little more over here. I feel like, and it's, you know, I have to be honest, this is a question that all artists deal with all the time. Like, I don't think there's an artist who 100% knows that they're done 100% of the time. And there's this fine line between like that point where you're feeling satisfied, and then there might be this little voice that says, no, you need to do more, and then you've gone too far. And that's tricky, because then it's really hard. You can't really turn back. So anyway, there's no, as far as I know, no straight answer to that. So here we have our big shape. So we're not going to draw in our circles here. That's where our letters are going to be. So we're going to avoid those right now. I was able to preserve my paint yesterday by putting a moist paper towel and then some plastic over top of it, so it's still usable. You may be the type of person, now this is going to be interesting. I want you to just bring some self-awareness to this part. You might be the type of person who needs to draw your shapes on before you paint them in, and there is nothing wrong with that. How you approach the canvas, and this is where the self-awareness comes in, how you approach the canvas is typically how you will approach other things in life. Just be aware of that without judgment, because I know that I tend to judge myself. I'm like, oh, I rush into it too quickly. I don't think things through. And so now I am left with this big empty space, and blah, blah, blah. And that does reflect on often how I feel I approach things in life. Like, oh, I just rush into them. I don't think about the details, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Part of this is self-acceptance. And it's like, okay, this is who I am. This is how I do things right now. Is there room for improvement in my mind? Sure. So what can I do to improve that and still feel satisfied inside? Okay, so no judgment, just awareness. So if you are the type of person who feels that they need to draw, I want to demonstrate something. We could remain within the lines of this layer. I don't know if you'll see it in pencil. I'll try. So let's just say I wanted to do these leaf shapes around here. Can you see that? Kind of. So I'm just drawing them in. Now I have to admit, you guys, I am not the person, I do not take a pencil to my paintings or canvas ever. As a matter of fact, I don't even usually mix my paint in a palette. I usually throw the color on and I just go to it. That's just my process. And I love it. It makes me feel good. But I'm just demonstrating right now. Okay, so I've drawn in some shapes there. So for this one, I stayed within the lines of that layer. But I can also, let's say we go to this shape here, I can overlap. So I'm going to do the same type of shape, that leaf shape, because I love it. And I'm crossing all 3 layers right now. So do you see what I'm saying? You don't have to stay in one layer. You can overlap these shapes across layers. The key is right now we're working on our medium-sized shapes. So we're not going to get into the nitty-gritty details until the very end, towards the end. Okay? So if you are a pencil goer, use your pencil, start drawing on some shapes if you need to. If you are like me, I'm going to go straight to the paint, then I am going to go straight to the paint and start putting some different layers on here. Here's where color does matter. Sorry. Get your words. Have a drink of coffee, Michelle. Get your words together. Cheers, everybody. I have coffee this morning that I've warmed up a few times, and I also have water to balance it. And this is a beautiful mug made by my technically brother-in-law in the Dominican Republic. He's very talented, and we were visiting, and he made me that mug. Isn't that sweet? So water, good. Okay, color matters. So for example, this here is a light color. So I'm going to want to use some darker color on top of that for it to pop. And that's as far as I'm going to go about color. Just consider your darks and your lights so that you have that nice sense of contrast. And don't forget about our friend white, who the letters are in white back there, but it can also be used as your accent colors for these shapes. Okay, so I'm not seeing any type of comments on the video on the computer. So I'm going to give you a few, like 30 seconds to ask a question if you need to. And if you don't have any questions, then I'm going to turn off the computer for a moment, the Facebook video on the computer, so that I can pull up my Spotify and play some music while we paint, like we did yesterday. I did see Tita's comment on my phone, so the comments might show up on my phone as well. I never know. That's why I like to have the backup. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions or anything right now. So I'm going to pull up some music. I asked for requests this morning, and I got one, so I'll play that. This is not, it's country, so my family loves country music. My parents and my sister, they love it. I'm not drawn to it so much. Okay, great, Tita. I'm glad the questions are showing up on my phone. I am using acrylic paint, but I'm just using a cheap version. Just these are inexpensive from our dollar stores here. Acrylic I like to use because A, they dry faster, and we're layering, so it's important that it dries so that I can add another layer onto it. And then the other thing is that it's a little bit thicker than a tempera paint, so with these I actually had to paint over it 2 or 3 times to get it the darkness that I wanted, or the brightness. So that's also why I like tempera paint, because it's a little bit thicker and you don't have to paint as many layers to get a nice bold color. Good question, and I hope that was helpful. Okay, so this song was requested. If you have any of the song requests, let me know. Facebook, though, might mute it eventually. This is a song called Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker. It is a country song, but it's cute. And I don't typically listen to country, but I am certainly willing to throw on something new for a change. All right, so I'm going to demo while I play some music, and you're painting along with me. Just gives us a happy feeling. Wagon Wheel by Darius Rucker.
And down south to the land of the pines, I'm thumbing my way to North Carolina, staring up the road and pray to God I see headlights. I made it down the coast in 17 hours, picking me a bouquet of dogwood flowers, and I'm hoping for Raleigh I can see my baby tonight. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey,
Yeah, I'm taking requests today, Deb. If you have a request, let me know.
Running from the cold up in New England, I was born to be a fiddler in an old-time string band. My baby plays the guitar, I pick a banjo now. Oh, North Country weathers keep a getting me down. Lost my money playing poker, so I had to leave town. But I ain't turning back to living that old life no more. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Yeah, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. Walking to the south out of Roanoke, I caught a trucker out of Philly, had a nice long toke. But he's a header west from the Cumberland Gap to Johnson City, Tennessee. I gotta move on before the sun. I hear my baby calling my name, and I know that she's the only one. And if I die in Raleigh, at least I will die free. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me. Oh, rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, mama, rock me. So rock me, mama, like a wagon wheel. Rock me, mama, any way you feel. Hey, mama, rock me, mama,
No questions.
rock me, mama, like the wind and the rain. Rock me, mama, like a southbound train. Hey, yeah, mama, you can rock me, rock me.
Wow, that's a nice song. That's fun. So I just want to point out a couple things. First of all, my paint is quite transparent, so it will need a second layer, but that's okay. I'm just going to get my shapes on right now, and then I can go over it with a second layer to make it a little darker if I wish. Also, oh yes, color. For anybody who's not super comfortable with color and how to use it, a safe way to do it, if you want to be safe, is we have our warm colors here, red, orange, and yellow. You just think fire, right? Warm. And then we have our cool colors over here, green, blue, and purple. So one way to get that nice contrast, if you're not sure about how to use your colors, is to layer warm color and then cool color, and then warm color and then cool color. And then you're going to get that nice contrast that you're looking for without having to know much about color theory. Okay, that was just a little tip. Any questions before I move on? I'm going to play another song if you are good to go. Oh, so the next song I'm going to play, it's one of my favorites. It's called Thank You by Alanis Morissette. And yesterday I posted, there's a guy named Chris Mann on YouTube, and he's doing all these parodies of people's songs relating it to the COVID-19 pandemic. And he did a parody of this song called Thank You Frontline, and it was so touching for me. So I posted it, I shared that one. It was really, really nice. I just love, I love this song because actually the story behind her, this song for her, is she was really struggling and she took a trip to India and just went into complete stillness. And this song came from that. So from that stillness, she gained just a whole whack of gratitude for things that seemed to be issues or problems or struggles in her life, and she was able to find the gratitude in everything. So that's what this song is all about. It's beautiful, and it's a good lesson for us too, isn't it? And this is a good way to go into stillness. So let's go into stillness for a few minutes with our paintings while we listen to Thank You by Alanis Morissette. And hopefully Facebook doesn't mute these. I have my SOCAN license, but I don't know. You can dance if you need to.
How about getting off of these antibiotics? How about stopping eating when I am full of? How about them transparent dangling carrots? How about that ever-elusive good old? Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, frailty.
Ah, beautiful. That song. I almost cry. Let's do, okay. So I'm a little bit over time, but I'm still going to, I just want to show you this little last piece because I want to show you how I go from medium into small. So I'm going to work on this one here, and I'm just going to work my way bigger to smaller to demonstrate for you how that looks. So this is essentially the last part, as you know, just working smaller and smaller and smaller and adding details. So basically I'm going to invite you, we practiced some shapes and some lines. So I would say first throw on your shapes and then you use line for your really, really little details. And I'm going to demonstrate that for you on here. Okay, just on this one little piece. And Jenny has been sharing her progress with me, and it's been really joyful to see her progress, and then I get to share it. So please, I would love if you guys shared your progress with me. I would love to see how your painting changes over time. If you don't want me, she's open to me sharing it publicly, but if you don't want me to, then you can just share it in a message and say, please don't share this to the public. I'm fine with that. Yeah. And before I do this, I have to mention this. I thought about him this morning. This is a process similar to some training I did with a man called circle painting. So if you want to learn more, I'm going to invite you to just Google circle painting. So the idea was, the man's name is Hip. I can't pronounce his last name properly. He's Korean. I can type it into the comments. But anyway, he coined this program called circle painting. And his backstory is both heart-wrenching and heartwarming. He is such an incredible person, and essentially painting, and this process in particular, literally saved his life. And from that, he created this program called Circle Painting. And he trained me in the hopes to bring some circle painting into Canada, because he's based in Los Angeles right now, and he also does some work across seas in his homeland. So he wanted to expand the program. He trained me, and then we realized the timing just wasn't right for me. I just had too many other things on the go. And so out of respect for him, I'm not using his technical training, like the ways that he would teach this. But I did text him and I said, you know, I'm going to be teaching this. Want to let you know it's very similar to circle painting. I'm doing it to spread hope and love. Not going to use any of your material, but I wanted to let you know that I'm doing this. And he was all open to it. He said, I'm all for it. Good luck. Go for it. You know, you're spreading good things around the world, so that's fine. You have my thumbs up. And so I am going to encourage you, if you want to check him out, just Google circle painting. He is so just an amazing person, and I really wanted to acknowledge him and pay him respects for the work that he does, and that this is stemming off from his work. Okay, so needed to put that in there. We are over time. You're welcome to stay if you want to. I can't stay for much longer because I'm actually teaching this class again this afternoon from 2 till 3:30, but via Zoom. So there's an event on this Facebook page, Monarch Mentoring Academy, and the Zoom link is in that event. If you missed this Facebook Live session and you are interested in doing it, you can join the Zoom session this afternoon. So I don't have a lot of time, extra time today to stick around, but I'm going to stick around for a little bit longer. If you can't stay right now, you can always come back and catch the replay, right? And feel free to share this with other people so they can add some joy to their lives. And hopefully you have found this helpful. I hope it's bringing some happiness and joy and hope to your lives, and I hope you're enjoying the process of painting. And that being said, feel free to pop anything into the comments, questions, comments, anything you want. And I will just play one or two. Oh, the next two I really love. I'll just play some songs until I feel like ready to finish. And hopefully we don't get muted and you can stick around or not, okay? If you don't stick around, I'm sending you lots of love. And if you are sticking around, let's keep painting. Watch my process on this one. Inviting us to stay in the moment. This is Living in the Moment by Jason Mraz.
If this life is one act, why do we lay all these traps? We put them right in our path when we just wanna be free. I will not waste my days making up all kinds of ways to worry about all the things that will not happen to me. So I just let go of what I know I don't know, and I know I only do this by living in the moment, living my life, easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, living in the moment. I'm letting myself off the hook for things I've done. I let my past go past, and now I'm having no fun. I'm letting go of the thoughts that do not make me strong, and I believe this way can feel the same for everyone. And if I fall asleep, I know you'll be the one who'll always remind me to live in the moment, living my life, easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I can't walk through life pushing backwards. I have tried more than once to just make sure that I was denied the future I've been searching for. I spun around and hurt no more. By living in the moment, living my life, easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm living in the moment, I'm living my life, just taking it easy, peace in my mind, got peace in my heart, got peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home. I'm living in the moment, I'm living my life, easy and breezy, peace in my mind, peace in my heart, peace in my soul. Wherever I'm going, I'm already home, living in the moment.
Okay, so this next song is Let Your Hair Down by Magic. And it's one that I frequently play because when I'm feeling like all stressed and tensed up and I'm worried about everything, and I play this song, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm allowed to relax. I'm safe. I'm allowed to have fun. This song reminds us.
There she goes, there she goes, there she goes. There's nothing better than my beautiful woman. skinny balls. You are elegance and freedom in everything I know. So come on in, baby, let your hair down. Let me run my fingers through. We can be ourselves now. Go ahead, be foolish. No one's on the clock now. Lying in the simple moment. You don't gotta worry now. Just let your head down. Tell me when, tell me when, tell me when. And I can steal a sweet kiss right from you. I'm diving in, diving in, diving in. The water's warm right here. Show me you are more than just skinny balls. You are elegance and freedom in everything I know. So come on in, baby, let your head down. Let me run my fingers through. We can be ourselves now. Go ahead, be foolish. No one's on the clock now. Lying in the simple moment. You don't gotta worry. Just let your head down. Baby, let your head down. Let me run my fingers through. We can be ourselves now. Go ahead, be foolish. No one's on the clock now. Lying in the simple moment. You don't gotta worry now. Just let your head down. You, you, let your head down. Only us here, only us here, only us here. Only us here, only us here, only us here. It's only us here, it's only us here, it's only us here.
Okay, so you can see on here that I'm working my way in. So I've done shapes, the blue shapes, and then the red rectangular shapes. Then I went smaller and did smaller orange circles on top of my blue and smaller yellow on top of my red. And now I'm starting to fill in with some line. In terms of color choice, I'm just, I don't know, I'm just approaching it intuitively. Actually, I'm really not thinking too much about it. I just look at it and go, what wants to be there? That's it. I'm not logically thinking it through. And so now I'm adding line, and they'll just get smaller and smaller. So it could be lines, could be dots. You just go smaller and smaller until you feel like you're good. One thing I will say about color, though, that's really fun, that's been happening for me, is one of my very favorite things to do is put two colors that go together. Again, if you put any warm colors together, you're safe. You put any cool colors together, you're safe. So let's say I put some red and some orange both on my brush. And so I put one half of my brush in red and the other half in orange. And then I just put it straight onto the canvas and I let it blend on the canvas, and it's so beautiful because you see some of the red and some of the orange, and then where they blend together. It's one of my favorite things to do. Sandra's asking, do we also put some shapes or lines in the circles before the letters? You can. You can. Mine were added after, I think. No, they weren't. No. Yeah, actually, Sandra, good point. This one here, I'll just move this. On this one here, these were added before the letters, all the designs behind the letters. So yes, you're welcome to do that if you feel it's not going to take away from your lettering. You may want to leave your circles, your inner circles, just one color and have your letters really pop. That's totally up to you. Good question. Thanks for asking. I am going to play one more song and then I'm going to sign off. So if you have any other further questions, please pop them in now. If you have questions later, of course, you can pop them into the comments. I'll be checking them and I can answer your questions online. I just may not get to them right away. Okay, please share your progress. I really want to see how these works turn out. It would bring me joy to see your process. So like I said, doesn't have to be shared publicly. You can send me a picture of your image in Messenger if you want to, or post it on the page, whatever you're comfortable with, okay? It's been such a joy and pleasure to be here doing this with you. And like I said, I do have a full afternoon class this afternoon on Zoom. If you've been through this process, you probably don't need to join that one, but this is just for anybody who's witnessed this but hasn't actually dove into it and would like to, then you're welcome to join us on Zoom this afternoon. Okay, so one more song and then it's goodbye for the moment. Okay, this is a good one. This is a good one to end with. You're gonna enjoy it. Enjoy your drinks. Really tap into this song while you're painting.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Oh yes, I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared.
I don't like that brush. I'm gonna switch it.
Here is the rainbow I've been waiting for. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead, there's nothing but blue skies.
All right, that's a nice way to end off. So everybody, best wishes for the completion of your rainbow painting of hope creation. I do hope it does bring you joy when you look at it and fond memories. And I'm wishing you guys lots of love. I'm going to be sharing lots more and pumping out my programs because I know that my work is actually really needed in the world right now. The arts are super healing. Nature is super healing, and putting them together is just what we need right now. So thank you, Deb. Yes, thanks for donations to Michelle. Yes, this is a pay as you can class, so I haven't been pushing that too much, but I do appreciate it. It is part of my work, part of my income, part of my living. If you found it valuable and have anything that you'd like to donate, you can just send me a private message. Thank you, I appreciate that. To keep Michelle sharing and helping to keep her studio open. Exactly. It's really tricky at this time because the studio, I'm not spending a lot of time there out of choice. We have the choice to go into the studio, but there are other artists in there and I'm just not feeling like I want to go there, to be honest right now. However, I still have to pay for the rent there, so that's another cost. And yes, Deb and I are offering some beautiful workshops out of the studio, and what we've had to do right now is compromise, so to speak, and see what we can offer online that's in alignment with what we would have offered in the studio. So I love how you said once we return to the land. Won't that be so nice to return to the land? I like the feeling of that, the thought of that. So Deb and I are running an open studio, an online virtual open studio, which we were supposed to start in the actual studio this week. It's creative support for creative women. And it is on Wednesdays, and we're sharing our wisdom, like everybody in the group is sharing their wisdom. So we're calling it Women's Wisdom Wednesdays or something like that, Deb. Creative women sharing their wisdom on Wednesdays, I believe is how Deb coins it, and I really like how she says it. So we have created an event. We are both sharing the event, so you can keep your eyes open for that. It is an 8-week. This coming week, April 8th, we are providing a free 40-minute class on how to set up your space in your house, a creative space in your house. Deb and I both know, we're both trained in expressive arts therapy, and we both are so passionate about how creativity actually is one of the most important things in our lives. It truly is, and it has tremendous healing powers, and that's why we're here to be offering these things, because we both so believe so deeply in it. We're so ingrained in it, and we know from our experience the power of this work, and we're so happy to share it. So we have 2 spots left open for our upcoming 8-week program, the Wisdom Wednesdays Open Studio. We're offering it at a completely incredible price because of the whole situation right now, the whole economic situation. So it's only $54 for 6 weeks, and they're 2-hour sessions. And then it's only an extra $16, so it's only $70 for 8 weeks, which is really incredible. So if you are looking for some creative support, and you want to be a part of this women's group, and you're actually just looking to connect with other women and gain some knowledge and it's not so much about knowledge. I mean, we are going to gain knowledge for sure, but even spiritual wisdom and creative growth, let's say, then you are more than welcome to join the group. We'd be really happy to have you. So check that out. And I must go and prepare for this afternoon's class. Okay, so happy painting. Thanks for everything. So happy to have you here. And I'll see you again. Until then, hold that hope in your heart. Hold your intentions in your heart. Hold this color in your heart on these, on any days that are dark and dreary or feel really heavy for you. That's what started this whole thing. Was on a dark, dreary, heavy day, I looked up at my wall, I saw my colorful painting, and I had this sense of hope again. And this is what I'm bringing to you guys through this exercise. Okay, so wishing you much love and joy and peace and strength, and knowing that we're going to come out of this so much better than we ever were. Okay, so sending you lots of love and comfort. All right, bye for now.